Hey guys, Big J here. And I just want to say thanks for sticking around. I know I've been away for a couple of weeks, but I'm back. I'm here to talk AFLW and show you today how my team went. Before the video starts, though, like, share, and subscribe. Tell your friends we've got a lot of content coming out. Joe and I are going to smash it. And maybe, if you're lucky, we might have a couple more guests or some more hosts on the Centre Bounce channel coming through to Supercoach this year, but also in the trade and draft period as well. So stay tuned for that. Looking at AFLW this year, it's been a bit of a crazy one. It's my first time ever playing fantasy, and I did all right. I did not do too bad. There was a bit of ups and downs, probably some lost rankings and things that, if I could go back in time and do them again, I'd be very, very happy to do so. But I'll show you guys how my team went. And at the end, I'll kind of show you my final ranking. Maybe I'll spoil it as I go around and fiddle with the positions and things like that. But we'll do, it's only 10 weeks. So we'll do a week by week kind of analysis on how I went. And then we can talk about the final ranking. And as you see from the thumbnail, where I ended up rank 1. So you're just going to have to bear with me a little bit. The prices of the players are actually what their final prices are. It actually shows what their final price is. So it's a little bit different. Obviously, Cordner didn't start at 592. Fitzpatrick didn't start at 597. So this was the starting team. The big thing I had for this year was just cash gen. I know that I couldn't actually fill out the entire team straight away, even though some people were pretty close. So I was like, hey, there was some hype around the midfield rookies in T. Smith and Nasher. Let's try and get both of those in. There was some definite hype around the 3 starting rookie rucks as well. So Schloss, who we ended up keeping for the whole year, Aaron Hall, and then Davies as well. And then Cordner was there as well. So good old Jono put me on to friend. I think I got rid of her in the second week of the season because she just wasn't that good. But that's the team for round 1. I'll show you my final. Oh no, this is my week. So having a look, round 1, 1,321 was okay. 1,700 rank. And then, not too bad. We did have a big jump from there. I think it might be round 3, but let's go into round 2. Now, I don't think I actually had many changes. I think it was Friend who I had traded out early. If you have a look in the back line, there has been a bit of a change. If we just go to here and let's have a quick look. Who did we not have? I think we got Friend out and then we went Priest in. Maybe with Allen as well. A quick look. Yeah, so Priest definitely comes in there. There was a bit of a money swap around. I think in the forward line or some people on the bench, I did a bit of a swap. Maybe I had some cash in the bank. This is how the team starts to build, though. The back line was effectively finished. And, this was finished for a lot of people come round 10 as well. People even brought Allen back in. You'll kind of see her. She shits the bed a little bit, but it is what it is. The ruck stays the same. The forward line stays the same. So round 2, we ended up a little bit better. The rankings went up about 200, but you'll definitely see round 3 is when it goes up a lot. So round 3, we had our best week, probably out of the whole season comparatively, if you look at kind of round ranking. So we were 10th, which was bloody fantastic. We had scored 1604 and ended up ranked 144. That single week at that point in time was the major difference. And I'll show you kind of where. So the back line kind of stayed the same. Cordner, yes, she was still there. But, some of these players, man. I think it was a big difference with Gardner. With Garner, Jazzy Garner, who, congratulations on winning her 3rd AFLW MVP. She was the MVP in my team, and you can see why. Massive captain score of 308. A lot of people had picked other players. People had picked Presparkis or Marinoff that week. And a lot of people didn't start her either. I don't know if it was a North Melbourne bias or maybe they just didn't think she was going to be as good. If we look there, Malloy didn't do too well. I think I had brought Nina Morrison in that week. So the 99 was a fantastic week for us. Bit of cash shuffling around. Week 4 was when it kind of petered off a little bit. There was a week and a time there where Thomas, I think we had brought out of the team. We could have gone coordinated to Thomas either this week or next week. would have been almost cash for cash, and I would have had a lot of money left in the bank. Another huge week. So 54 was pretty fantastic. We actually jumped from, I think, round 3. We were 144, and then we almost went up 100 spots to 49. And as you'll see by the end of it, we've kind of teetered around that ranking a little bit. Davey did all right, but I knew kind of, hey, you got to start getting rid of these players. Nasha and T. Smith, probably the two players who I'd kept for a long time. And it was really frustrating because there was a bit of a seesaw. One week Smith would do well, the other week Nasha would do well, and vice versa. And you could never really pick who you were going to do. I think just quickly checking, this was kind of the week that really hurt me because the week before I still had Hall and Davies, who I got rid of the week after. But going into round 4, I was like, mate, what do I do? I did kind of the wrong thing, I remember. I didn't upgrade maybe in the forward line. And I had brought Phillips in for Too Good, which was fantastic. But I didn't sideways corner out Thomas. Charlotte Thomas was a beast. Didn't do that for some strange reason. Would have ended up having a lot of cash. I brought in a loophole player. And yes, it worked out fine. But I think for the next 3 or 4 weeks anyway, I was picking straight captains because my choice was just worked out. I think basically you could just choose Marinoff the whole year and then you would have been happy. So that week really hurt. I was gearing up to be close. I probably could have been top 10 finish. We'll see where I am rank 1 though. Would have been about a top 10 finish, but it is what it is, right? Round 5, we're killing these ranks at the moment. So gone up a little bit to rank 61, which is fine. I know a lot of people struggle to get into the top 10. So it's kind of like, hey, what are you doing? Complaining about it, but you want to try and play well. From this rank onwards, it turned into the curse of D5. And I think looking back, one of my takeaways is don't waste all your time on these defenders next year. They're going to be very inconsistent. Yes, Priest was fantastic, scored a 120. Best game of the season. But I spent 3 or 4 weeks trying to upgrade this position and then brought in Thomas, who I ended up having to spend, 300 or 400K more to bring in than I could have gone Cordner straight to her. The boys on the Discord know how much I was complaining, but it would have been fantastic for me. This was the week as well that I had offloaded Nasha. She's now gone. So a little bit more cash gen gone there on the bench. And you can kind of see the issues that I had started to have. McLaughlin was Finn didn't do much. I thought she'd go up in price. Huntington was very, very average. And then Morecombe just wasn't scoring points. If I had someone on the bench here who, let's say, was like another 460 or 500K player, some really needed cash gen that I could have gone 2 down on the bench, 1 upgrade on field. I never was really able to do that again. So I was pretty lucky with it being able to move players around and cash around as much as I did throughout the season, but just at this point, it really hurt. Going into round 6, as you can see, Charlotte Thomas is in. So I spent a huge amount of money going Cordner to Thomas, going Gunchucker to Thomas. It really hurt. Yes, that price is not what she was at that time, but she was about 750K. So I lost out on a bench upgrade to bring her in. The pain kind of started this week a little bit. I went up 1 point in the ranking, or 1 rank, which is fine, but I brought Conti in, brought her in for the 80. Now, if you know me in Supercoach and you know me in AFLW Fantasy, I get really finical. I'm like, I bring in this premium. I spend a lot of money to bring them in. They do poor. I get them out. This was the mistake that really, really hurt, because keep an eye on Conti's scoring from this round onwards. It stinks. Yes, I brought in another player who did well, but I could have used the money because I think she went down in price, was like 1.1, maybe 1.15 million, and I could have put some money into somewhere else. I think this was the week that Kate Hoare, maybe it was the week before. Yeah, I think it might have been this week was the week that Kate Hoare and Goldsworthy were about the same price, which would have been a straight swap. Would have been fantastic for us, and then probably would have set us up even further for the season. Congrats to the guys like JD who made that swap, took the leap. It just worked out fantastic. Round 7. So up 13 ranks, which is fine. But look at that D5, another player who I've tried to bring in because I just can't fill the position. So all these premiums, I'm chasing the cash gen, and it just didn't work. Conti's gone. Brought in Riddell, 139. Great, no worries. I think I brought in Rowbottom around that price as well. But we go over here and we go to Conti, 124. Really, really hurt. Really, really hurt. So I got her out 124. It's not great. I think I brought Conti in for Rowbottom, so I even lost money because she was more expensive. Still no Goldsworthy. Still no Goldsworthy. I think Goldsworthy at this point scored a 120. So there's a 40-point cash difference. It really hurts. Yes, I held rank, but I should have been going up. Round 8. Another one. We brought in Alan. Still no D5, boys. Still no, boys and girls. Still no D5. It's not great. If we have a look to the round points, Conti 124. Maybe that doesn't change, but yeah, she was doing very, very well at this point. We can actually have a look. So Conti match stats, round 8, 146. So I got her out 108. It's not too bad. That week, 146. Burns. Really sucks. And then as you can see, 107, and then a 124. So she was on fire. Like, it was terrible. I think I had brought her in maybe for the 100, or maybe, no, she had scored a 121 the week before. She was cheap. I brought her in, scored the 80, got rid of her, and then, yeah, did really well. So congrats to those people who held. A couple of us in the Discord complaining a lot about getting rid of her. If we look on the bench, though, a lot of cash gen just wasn't there. Locke brought her in, nothing. Huntington, still a bit shitty. I think I ended up keeping her for the whole season, and she didn't even change. She was, 393 for basically the end of it. So maybe had gone up another 10 or 20K, but really just didn't do it. Alan didn't score that well. Let's go over to round 9. Still no Alan. So still crappy Alan there, 35. I'm like, you got to get rid of this person. So I came in. This was the week that, thanks to JD and Orban, Swanson came in, Roberts came in, massive scores there. And they were very cheap as well. So I think Swanson was around that price, and then Roberts was around that price as well. So worked out quite well for us. Slaw's biggest score for the year, and she was like top 3 ruck at that point. So it's bloody fantastic for someone who was 300K. I think it really bailed out a lot of people like me having her for the whole season, because it's a 300K player who fills a position on need on field. So it was fantastic. Yeah, Locke, Huntington there. The team effectively on field hasn't changed much, apart from Allen, who we were very lucky that we didn't do much and we kept Allen. Charlotte Thomas was great at this round, but B. Smith's cost us a few points. So, yeah, this was the team for the whole year. It's not too bad. I'm pretty happy. Finished ranked 36, so finally gets a hat. Didn't get my Supercoach socks from last year. Took too long to send it through, but I get a hat from this year for AFLW Fantasy. So we'll take that and we'll just laugh all the way to the bank. If we have a look at where I was ranked number 1, and I know Corey's not happy about this. If I go over to clubs, go to North Melbourne, centre bounce, Big J ends up number 1 ranked North Melbourne player in AFLW. It's something, It's a lot more than the other people that are here. And yes, there is more than 10 people who support North Melbourne. There is more than 20. There is more than 30. It just keeps going on. So good luck to you people next year. We can hold our head high on something. Well, guys, that's my team for this year. That's how I went. Let me know in the comments how you guys went. Just kind of going over the 4 things that I'll take away from this season that I'll use for next year. First one is make sure you do your research on your players. That was a really big thing that helped me to set up for my starting team. Why I did so well at the start, but it's also what hurt me a little bit throughout the season is not really knowing too much on each of the players, kind of jumping on someone who scored well or didn't score well. Part number two is stick to your guns. With Conti, how that didn't work out for me. Should have stayed with the player. I didn't. It just doesn't work. Number three. So, number three. Here we go. Number three. Make sure that you have some cash in the bank because of the nature of AFLW. Players go up and down so much in price that you just don't know. You think, hey, look, this person, if she scores 100, it's going to go up. She might score a 30 or a 40, and you're just sunk. Your upgrade plans just don't work. It really, really hurts. Number four is make sure that you have some cash gen on the bench. Yes, it's great scoring really well on field, and you can hold that for a little while. Maybe you've got a player in that other people haven't. Maybe you've done something like I did with Phillips and downgrade her and then upgrade somewhere else. And people have to catch up for that player. But when it comes to crunch time, similar with Supercoach, if you don't have the players to downgrade, then you're really stuck. It hurt me so much. I was considering offloading my $1.6 million player just so I could actually have some money in the bench and some money in the kitty to actually do some sideways trades. I kind of got saved by going Swanson and Roberts because they both scored premium numbers and they were cheaper than the other options who scored worse. So that worked out well for me. But if I couldn't do that, I would have really struggled. So that's my 4 things heading into next year. Let me know in the comments. Hey, what's a big takeaway that you had? Hope you guys love it. I'm back and can't wait to make some more videos for you soon. Remember, here at the Centre Bounce, we do the hard work so you don't have to. Bye for now.